How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? Hello and welcome back to Arcanum Gaming. My name is Richie. Today we're back to another episode of Foolish Mortals. We are on our 10th episode here. I hope you all had a great Christmas. And I don't know what day this is actually going live. I think it's December 26th, so Christmas would have been yesterday. Yeah, I hope you guys had a great Christmas. Let me know if you got anything interesting for a present down below in the comments. And so we're back with another episode here of Foolish Mortals. I have not been able to stop playing this game.
I scanned the headstones
It's actually
for anything of note.
Only December 5th at the time I'm recording this, but I'm so far ahead on my recording schedule, but I just can't stop playing the game because it's just too much fun. When I was editing the last video, I noticed something interesting, or I have an idea of something that we can do with the puppet show. I don't know if it's going to work, but we'll go check that out in a minute. First thing, let's talk to Edgar after we scared him coming out of the grave.
Good evening, Edgar.
I
found a way into the sanctuary crypt.
You got yourself in there? I thought that place was closed up tighter than a jar of pickles dipped in super glue.
I certainly did. The pattern on the entrance was a clue to a secret passage from the church.
Well, I'm envious, Murphy. That's the kind of place I can only dream of ending up.
A dank old crypt?
For some, but I see a nice, quiet atmosphere. Plenty of legroom, no nosy neighbors to interrupt your rest. Those skeletons in there don't know how good they have it. It's only us living folk who can actually appreciate it. In my opinion, death's wasted on the dead.
Forgot to grab my notebook. Okay. Okay. Can you believe you almost buried me alive?
Can you believe you almost buried me alive?
If anybody asks you, that never happened. One word of this gets out, and I'll never be allowed near a coffin again.
All right.
I best be running along.
Goodbye.
Okay. So I noticed something interesting.
It was a homemade kazoo, perfect for badly improvised folk tunes.
When we used the kazoo, it worked to disrupt one of the puppets, but not both of them. And so when I was watching the footage back, I was listening to it, and the puppets were making different sounds. One of them sounded similar to the kazoo, and the other one sounded kind of like the honking horn on the jalopy. And I was wondering why we can interact with this out of everything in the car. You know, there's the steering wheel, can't touch the pedals or the shifter or anything else, but the horn and the steering wheel.
I didn't need to drive the car.
I don't know if we can do anything with that, but there's the horn here. We can honk it. But I was wondering if maybe there's a way to remove it or to record the sound or something. We can use the crank?
That wasn't going to work.
No. How about the pliers? Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure how I would have figured that out if I wasn't, like, editing the video. Okay. Let's see if I'm correct here.
You're speaking over my lines. I'm not speaking over your lines. You're adding in lines that weren't in the script. You did it again. Mama always told me you'd try to upstage me. Que pazia. Mama told you that. She always told me I should go solo.
Oh dear.
Right, that's it. I quit. You quit? I quit first. You'll never work in this town again. Work in this town again? We only arrived this morning. You sabotaged the show.
Oh, I'm sorry, I was just...
That was hilarious. I liked it when the puppets fight, but I love it when it's the puppeteers.
glad you enjoyed the show.
Could I borrow those instruments you used? If they come back, I'd like to direct the encore.
Sure, I doubt I'll have much more use for them.
Okay then. Can we go back to talking
Hello
now?
again, Crab.
Hello, Murphy.
What was that puppet show you were watching?
A bastardization of the Commedia dell'arte. You know, I don't even think they're Italian. Shave the moustaches off, and they'd look exactly like two guys I saw down at the Absinthe Bar a few weeks ago.
Ah, do you think they're really locals?
Worse than that, I think they're Floridians.
Does anyone else perform here?
On the Plaza del Pez? Oh, sure. We're plagued by performers. Last week, some guy painted himself silver, shoved a steel rod up his sleeve, then stood there pretending he could float on air.
Sounds magical.
It wasn't magical when Mrs. Grotke took a tumble and tried to steady herself on him. Knocked the guy right into the bay. He might have been able to float on air, but he sure couldn't float on water.
Are you not a fan of the theater?
Quite the contrary. I dreamed of one day treading the boards, basking in the limelight.
What would your act have been?
Hypnosis. Ever since I was a boy, I would practice for hours, honing my hypnotic stare.
Were you any good at it?
I don't know. I never tried it out other than in the mirror. But anytime I hear a bell ring, I do start clucking like a chicken.
Do we have a bell that we can ring? You ever auditioned for the local theater? Okay, why? There's no option to talk to him about
Have
trying
you ever
the bell.
auditioned for the local theater?
At the Calliope? No, I can't say that I have. I always felt that the innate connection between the performer and the audience was disrupted by the proscenium arch. An actor should get out among the spectators. It's simultaneously a symbol and a reflection of the society they find themselves in. A commentary on the bourgeoisie that belongs within the everyday experience, not locked away behind an entry fee.
And you think that can come across in street theater?
Of course. Unless you're a mime, and you just look silly.
Okay.
I'll talk to you later.
Goodbye.
The ferryman wouldn't have liked me snooping around.
Okay, maybe we need to go back and talk to the guy on the beach.
Crossbone Cove. I had nothing else to say to Muffy.
I guess not. Alright, what am I missing then?
It was Yardley's key to the Belmore Manor vault.
Do we have a map?
It was the cotton flag that Crab, the ferryman, had given me. And
Show this to Muffy?
I didn't think he'd be in.
No. Did we show him the map last time?
I needed to find a way to get to Crossbone Cove first.
Maybe we need to show the map to the ferry guy?
I couldn't do that.
Not to the boat, to Crab. Okay.
Could you take me to Crossbone Cove?
Well, look at that. That's quite the dangerous destination. Do you know how many boats have crashed against the rocks along that coast?
Does that mean we can't go?
Oh, sure we can. But it'll cost you.
How much?
Boat charter, insurance, perilous route supplement, double pay at this time of night. It's gonna cost you at least $50.
$50?
Plus tax. Let's call it $75 total.
75?
But listen, I'll give you private hire of the ferry for the rest of the night.
I don't have that much.
No problem. Just get back to me when you do. As I say it, you've got no other choice. Ain't no other ferry around at this time of night.
Okay. Money. From the bro. Oh no. No. The rich dinosaur guy. I bet he'll pay for it. Show him the map.
There's a ferryman in town named Crab McCready who can take us to Crossbone Cove. We just need $75 to cover the charter fee.
Oh, absolutely. I can spare some of my allowance. Let me write you a check.
That was easy. Are we going to be able to just give him the check, or do we have to find a way to cash the check? Oh no, it's written to him. Awesome.
That should cover it.
I'll go charter it at once.
Okay, that was easy. Okay.
Will this cover the ferry payment?
Oh, I didn't think you'd get that much. Sure it will. Who's this Carlisle guy?
Oh, he's coming too. He's funding the trip.
Well, he gets a promotional flag too.
Gee, thanks.
Consider this ferry chartered. Thank you for placing your trust in the Crab McCready Ferry Company, despite all the reviews. Now, once your compatriot is here, we can cast off. Pin that map up inside the cabin, will you? It'll be a tricky voyage to Crossbone Cove. I haven't sunk yet. This month.
So we were off, captained by a man whose body composition had more alcohol in it than a bottle of vodka. And yet he navigated like a seasoned dancer, pirouetting through the treacherous currents with a drunken grace, all the while sipping from a flask that smelled stronger than window cleaner.
That's gross.
Crab, I can't complain about your captaincy skills, but I've got to ask, how did you get through those treacherous rocks with so much alcohol in your bloodstream?
Murphy, if I didn't have the alcohol in my bloodstream, I wouldn't be going anywhere near those rocks in the first place.
Okay. Crossbone Cove it is. Now, did I need to move the light back over here before we came over here?
I didn't want to disturb the rock pile. I might have made it collapse. It was a pile of rocks, sturdily balanced atop one another.
I've got a feeling I need to go back to the lighthouse and move the light over to the cove here.
At the far end of Crossbone Cove, all I came across was a wall of rocks and boulders. It seemed the cave I was after had gone missing. It was an old rowboat, smashed against the rocks of the stony beach.
Okay. I'm pretty sure I'm on the right track here. This is like a sundial or something, maybe?
With use of the ferry for the rest of the night, the Creaky Crab 2 remained ready to take me back to Dead Nettle.
Yeah.
Hello again, Crab.
Hello, Murphy.
What's that tower of rocks across the beach?
That there's a cairn. Probably built centuries ago.
What was it used for?
The cairns were used by pirates as markers. You see, with all these coves and caves along the coastline, it'd be easy to lose track of which one held the booty. So they'd stack up the rocks and put something reflective on top, like a shard of metal from a broken cutlass or a handheld mirror. Then, as they'd sail the coast, they'd shine their lanterns across the beaches, and if they saw something reflect back, they knew that's where they'd hidden the stolen loot.
Do you think the cove still has treasure?
I don't think so. What's the point of hiding gold and jewels if you don't come back to collect and spend them?
Isn't there supposed to be a cave here?
Looks like there's been a rock slide. Not unusual on this side of the island. The Caribbean hurricanes hit these coves with full force.
I'd like to head back to Dead Nettle, please.
I'll stay here. Come back for me later. I'm not leaving until I find a fossil.
That guy's elevator doesn't go all the way to the top floor now, does it? Hop aboard, Murphy.
That's funny. Okay, back to the fort. And let's rotate the light. Okay, and one more, so it's facing Crossbone Cove. Brilliant. Now let's head back out, get on the boat.
Hello again, Crab.
Hello, Murphy.
I'd like to head back.
That's enough.
Returning to Crossbone Cove, I discovered the lighthouse at Fort de la Moor was now illuminating the inside of the cove.
Okay.
I couldn't see a way through the fallen rocks. If I wanted to get into the cave, I would need to get rid of them.
Get rid of the rocks. Shovel?
Digging through that much rock by hand would have taken months.
I mean, that looks like a X marks the spot. Is there anything else to see here?
It was a pile of rock.
Something reflective. What about the coin?
That wasn't going to work. That wasn't going to work.
Need a way to get rid of the rocks.
It was the pair of cotton flags Crab, the ferryman, had given me, each embroidered with his company logo.
2 flags now.
I couldn't. That wasn't going to work. Hello again, Muffy.
Hello, Murphy.
You haven't seen a cave around here, have you?
I'm afraid not. Why? Have you lost one?
It appears so.
Well, don't give up. Things are always in the last place you look.
What do you think of Crossbone Cove, Muffy?
I feel like a real explorer out here. Such daring and tranquil isolation. Inaccessible. Miles from civilization.
It's nice to get away from it all, isn't it?
Just the place to build a summer retreat, I'd say. A manor on the cliffside, a pier for the yacht, connect up a road for Rufus, my driver, a few cottages for the staff. Then I'd be able to enjoy the isolation properly.
Any luck finding those fossils?
Nothing. I'm beginning to think this island doesn't have any fossils.
Have you found anything at all?
Only these.
Oh my goodness, Muffy! Those are gemstones! Rubies, emeralds, sapphires? This might be genuine pirate treasure.
But they're not fossils, are they? They're nothing more than baubles. They're
I'll take
not
'em.
the figurative footsteps of ancient behemoths, the skeletal remains of the kings of the prehistoric world. I'll have you know, I'm not conducting this exploration for financial gain, but for the love of dinosaurs. Here, you seem rather entranced by them. You can have them.
Thanks.
Gosh, thank you, Muffy. Good luck with the fossil hunting.
I'm close. I can feel it.
Okay, we got ourselves some...
It was a handful of
Gemstones.
multicolored gemstones. Undoubtedly pirate treasure. I couldn't see a...
We need to find some way to get rid of the rocks. Nothing obvious coming to mind.
Nope.
But with all these gemstones, maybe we can take those back to the antiquity guy.
Hello again, Crab.
Hello.
So pirates used to use this beach to stow hidden treasure?
I heard this one was used by Captain Crumb, one of the most vicious pirates to sail these seas, until he got the wind knocked out of his sails.
What knocked the wind out of Captain Crumb's sails?
Some say it was a ghost ship. Personally, I think he must have had a midlife crisis. Tried to find something more fulfilling, like crochet or watercolor painting.
All that swashbuckling would wear anyone out.
I'd like to head back to Dead Nettle, please.
Hop aboard, Murphy.
Welcome back.
Thanks.
I've got something to sell that I think you'll be very interested in.
Wonderful. What is it you're selling?
Pirate treasure.
These are genuine pirate gems. They were discovered at the treacherously inaccessible Crossbone Cove, where they must have laid undisturbed for 2 centuries. Just imagine their history. Fierce ship battles, sword fights, X marks the spot. They must be priceless.
That's a very exciting story, Murphy. But I'm afraid what we have here is glass.
Glass.
Yes, sea glass. Bits of bottle or a broken lantern, perhaps. They fall into the sea, then get smashed up into little pieces by the rocks. The tide wears them down until you end up with pretty little polished pieces like this.
Does that mean you're not going to buy them off me?
I'm afraid not. But they are pretty. I'll tell you what I'll do. Have a look and see if there's something you'd like to trade them for. Does that sound like a deal?
Sounds like the best deal I'm going to get.
I would love a fossil.
Could I trade the sea glass for one of these fossils?
Certainly. I think that's within your price range. Which would you like?
The swirly one at the front would be great. Thank you.
Pleasure doing business with you.
Awesome. We have a nice fossil. Hey, it's a helix fossil. Too bad we can't get an ammonite.
Hello again, Crab.
Hello, Murphy.
I'd like to
Back
head
to the
back to...
cove.
That's enough.
Oh, I get it. I get it. Okay. So we're going to show him the fossil and tell him we found it by the rocks, and then he's going to find some way to excavate it all. Got it. Got it. Okay. Let's go ahead and save.
Muffy, look what I just found.
Is that what I think it is? A dinosaur fossil. A memento of the behemoths. A shadow of a bygone age. My very own dinosaur.
That's an ammonite, that is.
Really not helping here, Crab.
Just saying.
And it was right here where you were searching. You were right after all.
I was right. I'm a real-life paleontologist. This'll show Papa.
Crab, we're heading back to Dead Nettle. Muffy found what he was looking for.
Glad to hear it. Step aboard. Where did your friend run off to so fast?
I have no idea, but I think we made a childhood dream come true tonight.
I am so overwhelmed, I might spew right across the deck.
That
Hello again, Crab.
Hello, Murphy.
wasn't what I wanted to do. Oh.
I'll talk to you later.
Goodbye.
Oh, okay. I got it. I was way off track, but I figured it out. We had to get him out of the way so that we can use the cannon, right? Because Murphy probably said he wouldn't have fired the cannon because he would have been worried about hitting. What's his face?
The cannon looked like it might still work. If it did, I knew from that evening's previous experience with firearms that 5 steps were required. Gunpowder, shot, ramrod, aim, fire.
So aim is the last thing then. Where's our matchbook?
I was only going to be able to fire this cannon once, and I needed to make sure it was aimed right. The rocky coastline all looked the same. I needed a way to make a target.
Okay, we still need some kind of a target for the cairn then? Oh, that's nice. We can just double click. We don't have to talk to him every time. Alright, I tried the coin. That was not reflected. What about the brooch? Is the brooch going to put like a red dot on it or something? Yeah, yeah.
As I placed the polished brooch on the cairn, it caught the light of the lighthouse beam and reflected it back fantastically, like a signal mirror.
Excellent. Map back to the fort.
The cannon looked like it might still work.
Alright.
The red light must have been the reflection of the brooch I'd planted, showing the exact location of Crossbone Cove. With the brooch at Crossbone Cove reflecting light back from the lighthouse, I knew exactly where to aim. I took a match out of the matchbook and lit the cannon's fuse. I felt like a pirate captain about to unleash a broadside barrage. Ready the cannons, you scurvy scallywags! Pull the ship to port, down with the mainsail! Buckle your swash and fire! That looks like it might have worked.
Awesome. Excellent. Now, map. And let's head back to Crossbone Cove.
Well, blow me down. What's happened here? Did you do this, Murphy?
I needed to find a way in.
Well, Aladdin, I think you found your magic cave.
The cannon fire had worked. The boulders that had fallen in the rock slide were now rubble strewn across the beach, revealing what I'd been searching for, a dark cave winding into the cliffside.
Awesome. Did we lose the brooch, though? We're going to be able to find it again. So I thought that was going to be an important part of whatever we need to break the spell over Abigail. Maybe not. Let's head into the cave.
A ghostly glow flickered from the far end of the cave as I slipped on the seaweed-covered rocks trying to reach it. I began to fear the worst, but as I emerged in the subterranean chamber, I discovered it was actually the otherworldly glow of plankton. It was a rock formation at the far end of the cave, but was it natural? I'd read about phytoplankton before, and how its glow was triggered by the vibration of movement around it, but nothing compared to the magic of seeing them. Disturbed by the gentle wash of the waves, algae in the water was glowing blue.
Can I get some?
I wasn't going to be able to pick up the algae with my bare hands.
With the flag?
That wasn't going to work.
How about the flask?
I couldn't do that.
The bottle. Yes. Make ourselves a little lantern here.
I scooped up some of the algae water. With a quick shake to agitate it, the bottle began to shine like a blue lantern.
Yeah, okay. Alright, here is Xavier.
Close up, the skeleton's bones looked bleached from the salt water, the fabric worn away from decades of high and low tides. The thought of touching the skeleton sent a shiver down my spine. I found you, Xavier. Your final expedition won't have been in vain.
Time for another confrontation.
I grow weary of your inability to heed my warning, Murphy McCallum. No good shall come from you pursuing this.
I know all about your plan, Rackham.
My plan will succeed, with or without your interference. I'm afraid you're making a terrible mistake, McCallum. For your own sake, I suggest you leave this island for good.
Never. Whether you like it or not, I'm part of this story now, too.
You haven't learnt, have you, McCallum? Everything you've done so far has just made the situation worse. Now is the time to back out.
I'll never do that, Rackham. Finding the treasure is more important to me now than it's ever been.
Then I hope it's a cause you're willing to die for. Just as Xavier Belmore drowned in the rising tide of this cave, so shall you.
Uh-oh.
When Rackham's earthquake finally stopped, I realized the route I'd followed into the cave was blocked. Tons of impenetrable rock and rubble now stood between me and the outside world. I was trapped. The only source of light was the glowing algae in the water, but even that dimmed to darkness when it went undisturbed in the quiet cave. At any point, the cave could fill up with seawater, drowning me just as it had Xavier. I needed to find a way out.
Okay. Hang on a second. First of all, we're going to save the game. Now, I'm having another thought here, and I'm hopefully I'm wrong, but I'm wondering if there's going to be a twist once we complete this chapter, and maybe Rackham isn't actually going to be the villain. Maybe Abigail's the villain. Maybe she manipulated Rackham into killing her brothers so that she could get control of the stone, and then he realized at the end. No, because we know that she's been in the trance from him the whole time. Maybe not. I don't know. It seems like the way he keeps saying, like everything we're doing is just making things worse. I'm starting to wonder if he's not the villain, if he's being manipulated. Maybe not by Abigail. Maybe it's the housekeeper or somebody else. Then again, maybe Abigail really is just in control of everything, and the reason that she was able to, like, throw us off the balcony and stuff earlier in chapter 2 was not her breaking out of the spell, but maybe she's only been pretending to be under the spell to manipulate us. Or maybe Rackham really just is the villain. I don't know. I'm starting to question things here, though. Getting a little bit suspicious. Anyway, let's continue on here. Okay, let's use our lantern maybe on the
As I
rock
stood
formation?
still, I noticed the algae beginning to dim. I'd read that its glow was triggered by vibrations, and without my footsteps, it was getting darker.
Oh, interesting.
I didn't need to pour algae water on that. I didn't know if my mind was playing tricks on me, but the rock formations in the cave began to look like a skull and crossbones. So that's why they call it that.
Crossbone Cove, yeah. Cave in. Is there anywhere else to walk?
I didn't know if my mind was... So...
Do we need to let it get dark in here? Let's just sit and wait. See what happens. Maybe we'll be able to see something. What's going on over here in the water?
As the darkness dimmed in the cave, I began to make out a faint luminescence in the form of a whirlpool. Some turbulence beneath the water was making the algae glow, and I hoped it might be an underwater tunnel. That might have been my only way out, but swimming through the darkness would have been far too dangerous. The lights below the water didn't offer much chance of escape, but at least it was better than waiting to drown in the cave. Using the bottle of algae as an underwater lantern, I waded into the water, then dived down below the surface. The underwater tunnels felt like a maze. I pulled myself past jagged rocks and twisting passages, with only the ethereal blue glow of the algae to light my way, until finally, with only seconds of air left in my lungs, I reached the surface.
Awesome.
Murphy, what are you doing over there? It's dangerous to swim out here, you know. You could get washed into a sea cave or something.
Or drown in one.
Thanks for the advice, Crab. I'll make a note of that. Green from the seawater I'd swallowed, I could at least say I'd survived being drowned. And now I had Xavier's key.
All right. 2 keys down. Is there anything else to see over here now? No.
Rackham's cave-in had blocked off the route down to the cave completely. I wasn't getting down there again, and for my own safety, that was probably a good thing.
Our bottle's empty now. Interesting. Okay, let's head back.
Hello again, Crab.
Hello, Murphy.
I'd like to head back to Dead Nettle, please.
Hop aboard, Murphy.
Okay. Let's go and save again. Now, that's Yardley's and Xavier's key, which just leaves Cecil. Cecil had a secret laboratory somewhere, which I think is through that thing in the cemetery, maybe? Or no, so we have the silver coin we need to put in the palm of the prince, but we need something to grease or oil the mechanism of the contraption. Unless this gear crank has something to do with it. Let's go back in here real quick. So we beat him and got the trophy. We got the key.
Good evening, Captain Moot.
If you say so.
I switched on the lighthouse light.
Do you want a medal?
Sure.
I'm the club's new champion billiards player.
Did you beat old Pemberley?
Beginner's luck, I suppose.
Ha! Looks like all those days at the bays haven't paid off, Gifford. Boy, you'll have to have a party to celebrate.
Sure, Moot. Just make sure to get an invitation so you don't have to crash the party. We all know how much you enjoy crashing things.
I better be off.
So long.
Okay. Let's go back to the mansion and take a look at the statue again. Still nothing on that chalkboard. Do we have to draw something on there? Maybe the feather duster?
I didn't have time.
No. Okay. Upstairs, please. See, what was I doing? The statue. Downstairs. Okay.
What I once thought was a statue is now...
We use the crank
That wasn't going to work.
No. Okay. So we're back to square one with this then. I need to find some way to get some kind of grease or oil or something. Should we put the keys in?
The key didn't fit that keyhole. I placed the first key into the mantelpiece. I placed the second key into the mantelpiece. I didn't need to take the key with me.
Okay, it seems irresponsible to just leave those sitting around. But, oh well.
I had nothing else to say to her.
Okay.
Good evening, Colonel.
What? Not until next Thursday, I think. Leave it there, boy. I'm saving it for the toast.
Good evening, Father Foskett.
Hello again, my child.
I found the secret passage under St. Juniper's, the tunnel leading to the sanctuary crypt.
The rumors were true? An escape tunnel? Well, I'll be. All those years, right under my feet. Makes you wonder if the other stories are true as well.
What other stories?
That the first monks came to the island to imprison... Actually, never mind. I don't think I should be talking about that. I'm already up to my neck in the demonic.
I best be heading off.
May God be with you.
To imprison what? Or whom? Anything new in the library?
The shield now had what looked like a bullet hole in it.
What do I need these flags
It was
for?
the pair of cotton flags Crab, the ferryman, had given me, each embroidered with his company logo. Nope. I needed to think of something. The flag's cheap material would have burned up in an instant if I lit it.
Burned up in an instant if I lit it. Burned up in an instant. That's a much different response than just the generic no. Do we need to soak them in something?
Nope. Nope. That didn't work.
Okay, I'm trying to click off there. What about the molasses?
That didn't work.
No. Okay. Let me think here.
I wasn't going to with the items I was borrowing across the island. Nope.
Do we have anything else to pick up more molasses with?
The molasses was far too thick and gooey to get into the bottle. I didn't need to set fire to that.
That's what you think.
I didn't want to make a hole in that.
Let me think.
Then we blackmail the teachers with the things I saw on New Year's.
Loose lips, Mallory.
The teapot was empty. Hello again.
Are you still here?
Did you try to have Sebastian exercised?
No.
Mallory?
Exercise is supposed to be good for you. Anyway, he started it. He...
Actually, just stop. The less I know about this paranormal pranking, the better. Well, I'll leave you two to your...
Long live the sisterhood!
Okay. Where am I gonna find some kind of grease stuff? Talk to Ned? Maybe grease from
I decided to leave Ned to his fishing.
cooking something? On the grill?
That didn't work. What do you think of this flag?
Oh, you haven't shot a Crab's Ferry, have you? That man steers his boat like it was a bumper car.
Want me to light her up, Ned?
Not just yet, Mac. I got a bit more fishing to do before I reward myself.
No. Okay. What can I use the crank for?
Murphy, the Devil's Rock Devil has returned.
What's he done now?
I heard that he's vandalized one of the cemetery's crypts, provoked public disorder at the Puppet Theater, operated a lighthouse without proper training, fired antique military artillery, swum outside of the designated recreational beaches. Know anything about it?
Nope.
Can't say that I do.
Keep your eyes open.
Oil or grease?
I had nothing else to say to Felix.
Get some more water.
I filled the bottle with water from the fountain.
Not sure why it's useful.
Inside the puppet theater, I could still hear the two puppeteers arguing with each other. I thought it best to leave them alone.
Okay. Anything new happen over here at the Spirit Queen? Doesn't appear so. How about the church? Did I miss anything with the car?
I didn't need to drive the car. Nope.
Wait a second, the crank. Can we use that with the mill to get the saw thing running?
I couldn't do that.
No.
Nope. That wasn't going to work. Nope. The door had no indication of what lay on the other side. I guessed it might be an office. That wasn't going... Nope.
Anything new on the beach? Nope, doesn't look like it. Am I missing something obvious here?
I took a handful of the spilled gunpowder.
Alright, we can still get more
It
gunpowder.
was the gunpowder barrel that...
Can we use the gunpowder with something else?
Nope. I couldn't do... Nope. Nope. Lighting up gunpowder I was carrying in my vest would have resulted in Murphy pieces all over the island. The feather duster would have burned up in an instant, leaving me without a feather duster and probably without eyebrows too. I decided to leave the light.
Alright, is there any benefit to moving the lighthouse again? Towards what? I don't know. Let's just check it out. Nope, nothing here. The church we've already taken care of. I don't think that's useful.
I didn't have anything to talk. The automaton wasn't going to do anything while its joints were seized up. Terracotta pots dotted the conserv... That didn't work. That wasn't going... Nope. Good evening. Did you say Rackham took an interest in the poison garden?
That's right. Asking me all sorts of questions.
What did he want to know?
He was asking which ones could drug a person. Ended up rather captivated by the indigo ivy.
What happens if it's used as a drug?
Just a few leaves in a cup of tea would have you paralyzed for hours. There are no ill effects once you come back round, though. Of all the plants here, it's probably one of the benign ones.
Unless you're bricked up alive before it's worn off. Do you have any indigo ivy left?
I don't. It was all missing the morning after Rackham asked about it.
Well, no time to stop and smell the roses. Goodbye.
Goodbye, Murphy.
The fountain dominated the room like the queen. There was no chance of refilling the fountain.
Welcome back, Murphy McCallan. Take a seat.
I have some more questions.
Ask away.
Tell me again, how can I find the body of Cecil Belmore, the scientist?
Cecil's body lies in a hidden laboratory, and you must find it. Cecil never told anyone where he conducted his work. But in happier times, he created a treasure hunt for his brothers, were they ever to seek him out. That is your lifeline, Murphy. Follow the trail of clues to reach that laboratory. I sense the first clue lies in Cecil's bedroom.
Yes, I got that far.
Are you the one people in the house call the parlor witch?
I've heard that they do. The Belmore brothers approached me to help research the coffin stone. The brothers did everything they could to understand it. A never-ending investigation into science and the supernatural, ranging from the Atlantic to the Pacific. To my deep regret, I was never able to find a way to destroy the stone's power. With no way to destroy it, the only option was to lock it away where no one could find it.
In the vault beneath the house?
That's right. Deep below the house, within a labyrinth of caves, where we pray no one finds it.
Labyrinth of caves, huh?
The last time I messed around with this kind of thing, I ended up releasing an evil spirit.
Yes, I sensed what happened with Dr. Moray. I'm afraid that man was lured in by theatrics and promises of power he never actually held.
It looked like he had powers to me.
Rackham's spirit had been reaching out for someone he could dupe. But Rackham was always the puppeteer. Moray had no powers whatsoever, except for those manifested by Rackham.
I should get back to trying to open the vault.
May fate be in your favor, Murphy.
The portrait had transformed to show the man stabbed in the back. There was nothing else of interest in the trunk.
Now, I can't help but think that this puzzle has something to do with the firework.
It was the firework I'd placed in the drain pipe. I couldn't do that. That wasn't going to work. I needed to think of something else. Now that I'd risked my life to get across the cable, I didn't want to do it a second time by trying to go back.
So I've been looking for this grease or whatever I need for quite some time now. I can't think of anything anywhere. The only thing that came to mind was that grill. If we could cook something and maybe get some grease from cooking it. We don't really have anything that would work with that. And I'm not seeing any obvious items or anything interactable even. It might be an obvious solution, but
Don't worry, Abigail. I don't know if you can hear me, but I'm going to help you.
let's go back and take another look at Cecil's room.
I needed something to grease the automaton, and remembered somewhere I'd seen machinery earlier that evening.
See machinery earlier. This thing?
Along one wall of the bedroom was a makeshift laboratory complete with vials, beakers, and a furnace below. The apparatus looked like the handiwork of a mad scientist. I thought it was best not to mess with it. Who knew what sort of reaction I might set off?
Machinery. What about the electrical generator at the church? Or was there something in one of the brothers' rooms?
The machine looked ready to operate. I turned the tap, but the two tanks stood beside the I turned the tap, but the tank was all out of gas. I needed to think of something else.
Let's try... Was that right? I mean, there was plenty of machinery at the mill, but I couldn't interact with any of it.
I didn't need to do that. That didn't work. Nope. It was a peeling sticker on an unappealing gasoline generator.
Guess that's not the machinery we're looking for. Nothing here either. The only machinery I can think of is here.
In the middle of the room was a large sawmill. The conveyor belt would have carried logs up to the blade, cutting them in two. I looked over the machine, but I couldn't find a way to turn it on, if it even still worked. Nope, I couldn't do that. If I touched the grease with my bare hands, I'd be spending hours trying to wash it off.
Grease? Oh, I thought that was just part of the wood grain. The flags? Yeah.
Using one of the cotton flags, I scooped up some of the gloppy grease.
I have a feeling we're going to need 2 flags worth of it, though.
I didn't need any more grease.
Okay, I guess I'm wrong. Awesome. We found the grease. But unfortunately, we're at an hour, so we're going to wrap this episode up here for today, and we will continue on to Cecil's final resting place in the next episode. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. We'll catch you in the next episode. Till next time, have a nice day.